WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us at 10. The Board of Trustees for the state's institutions of higher learning is under the microscope. Their recent process for naming the new chancellor at Ole Miss sparked protests. Now lawmakers are pushing back on their power. Courtney Jackson explains.
There are multiple proposals that would lead to a power shift within the state college board. Republican Representative Trey Lamar filed a bill that would give appointments to the governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker.
What that would prevent is a situation like we've had the last several years where all 12 members were appointed by one individual.
Another targets a controversial issue of naming new school leaders. House Bill 1571 would take away the sole authority from the Board of Trustees. Instead, it suggests a 7-member search committee made up of appointed alumni from that school and 1 member selected by the board. Representative Chris Bell's proposal is more drastic. It proposes abolishing the IHL.
It's imperative that each school has a voice in selecting the individual that's going to lead them to the next decade. As it relates with IHL now, we have had them to be a part of this selection process. It hadn't worked out in certain instances.
But a pathway out for his proposal is now unlikely because of all the committees it would need to clear.
It was disheartening to see my bill be triple referred. I was told that that's rare in this building to have a piece of legislation triple referred. Have it triple referred was just saying that, you know, we don't want to hear what you have to say.
Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann says he hasn't read the details of any of the bills that would put some appointment power in his hands, but said this about the College Board.
Give them some leeway on making decisions like that. But no, there have been complaints from the last 2, about not having input or whatever. So I think we can always do better.
Courtney Jackson, WCBI News.
Lowndes County residents get a chance to meet their new sheriff and his command team. Sheriff Eddie Hawkins told the crowd about his goals for the department and some of the changes they're making. Hawkins plans to implement community watch programs, and also they want to utilize the new P3 Tips crime reporting app. Hawkins says it's going to take the community and law enforcement working together to help keep the community safe.
We're trying to get more community involvement and get people in our community to work with the Sheriff's Department in providing information that leads to the arrest and violators that are committing crimes out here in our community. So with bringing the public in like this, it gives a chance for them to meet us and our staff and some of the deputies that work out in the community. So this is a good way to get the community more involved.
With him being there, it's going to take more than him trying to do this by himself. It's going to take all of us. We need to be hands, eyes, hands, and feet to inform, especially when people are violating the law and everything. And what hell, now we got too many people. I don't want to get involved, but if you see something, report it.
The Sheriff's Department will host 3 more meetings throughout the county. For dates and locations, just visit our website, WCBI.com. Local pastors in the Columbus Police Department, they're coming together to make their community safer. Tonight, the 2 parties discussed increasing security presence at the churches. Police Chief Fred Shelton says that CPD will provide active shooter training to congregations if requested. The department will also provide training for armed security personnel. Both parties say this is necessary for the safety of churchgoers in this day and age.
The police here to provide protection. They are known as the peacekeepers. Jesus says, blessed are the peacemakers. While the peacemakers run to chaos and try to bring peace and order, then we have the peacekeepers who keep the peace. So our police officers are here to keep the peace, and we have the church designed to help, in cases necessary, instill some peace.
Everything we've talked about, so that's why I'm rambling on.
Tonight was the first of many meetings that they plan to have. Now, if any pastors missed tonight's meeting and you'd like to be involved, you're encouraged to go ahead and just contact the Columbus Police Department. A fun and exciting night for members of Columbus Main Street. Tonight they celebrated 35 years of the organization. Columbus Main Street has been a big part of the revitalization of our downtown district. Some members even went home with an award. One of Main Street's biggest events, of course, is Market Street, which is right around the corner.
Weather-wise, today and even this evening is still pretty quiet across our region. Temperatures cooling down into the low 30s in Starkville and Columbus. Still in the low 40s, though, in Tupelo and New Albany, where we have some additional cloud cover. Now, we do have a weak system coming on into the region right now. More high clouds than anything else. Just a little bit of moisture way back to the northwest. Can't rule out an isolated shower or sprinkle later tonight. Most spots won't see it. Lows again. Worst case scenario, probably low 30s. Tomorrow, 56 degrees. A chance for some isolated evening showers, but your weekend 50s. Saturday to around 60, 68 Sunday. A bigger system next week, Scott. We'll talk about it coming up.
A Northeast Mississippi-based ministry is helping residents in Jackson whose homes were flooded after heavy rains. Our Allie Martin spent 2 days on the ground with teams from 8 Days of Hope as volunteers help many homeowners there who have lost all of their possessions. In part 1 of Finding Hope, we hear from some of those flood victims who are thankful for the help.
As Trina Blackman was packing her pots and pans, a volunteer with 8 Days of Hope was busy trying to salvage the Blackmans' new garbage disposal.
Do we have something we can cut this feed line for the fridge with?
Trina and her husband Daryl have lived in their home on Cypress Trail for nearly 30 years and have seen heavy rains before, but the recent record rainfall sent the nearby Pearl River out of its banks and into their home.
And the water just came fast all of a sudden, just a few hours, it was up.
Trina and her husband heeded a mandatory evacuation. When they were able to return a few days later, their home was devastated by the floodwaters.
Ooh, look at my home, Lord.
Once residents could get back into their homes, teams with Pontotoc County-based 8 Days of Hope were on scene as part of the ministry's Rapid Response Initiative.
We're here in this neighborhood today mucking out, all right, or mudding out. They both apply, because we're actually taking all the belongings from the homes. Most of it's all going to the street, separated into piles so that the city can pick up. And then we are removing all the carpet and padding and any floors that are down. After that's completed, we start taking drywall or paneling off the walls. Then we really have to detail it very well. We have to pull all the nails, get it all nice and clean, and I mean swept and cleaned very well, so that when we come back later on, we spray a chemical in here that will kill mold.
It's easy as you drive down the streets in areas hit hard by flooding and you see the piles of debris to think of it all as nothing but trash. But for each family, each item, like this kid's drum kit, has a special memory. So to have 8 Days of Hope come in and start the cleanup process is a big help.
These are my angels, and I have told everybody these are truly angels sent from heaven. And I love all of them. They come in, they do exactly what they have to do. They're not asking any questions, and they sending out a whole lot of prayers. I mean, we have prayed so much.
Other residents, such as Pastor Betty Johnson, say the work done by 8 Days of Hope volunteers will leave lasting positive impacts.
They have truly shown the love of Jesus like never before. And they are the only agent that you see going round and round helping.
All work done by 8 Days of Hope is at no cost to the homeowner. The work builds friendships, helps homeowners save money, and it lets volunteers put hands and feet to their Christian faith. In Jackson, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Tomorrow night in part 2 of Finding Hope, we will meet some of the volunteers who are involved in the Jackson relief efforts. 8 Days of Hope will be working in Jackson through March 7th. All right, we're going to send things back over to... No, we are not. I do that all the time. My goodness, Scott, get your life together. All right, the people who work at Starkville Southwire, they want to help flood victims. They're collecting items to send to residents in Jackson. The truck is located in the Walmart Supercenter parking lot just off of Highway 12 in Starkville. Southwire employees are there to help load supplies there on the truck.
In order to be a leader in the wire business, you also have to be a leader in the community. We're looking for cleaning supplies, brooms, mops, buckets, anything to help with the cleanup.
Southwire employees will be on site collecting these supplies through 6 p.m. on Friday. Okay, now we're going to go to Keith. Keith, apparently I need to read my rundown prior to coming to do the newscast.
You just gave me a heart attack because I'm just sitting over here doing some other stuff
I gave myself one. Becca's over here like...
Okay, let's regroup, get reorganized here. Scott, talk about tomorrow. Overall, an okay day for us. Temperatures will be in the 50s here, low to mid 60s closer to the coast, and only 40s up in Nashville and Knoxville. But we'll talk about the weekend and talk about the big system coming up next week. All of that after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
What a great day we had. Tons of sunshine all day long. Our time lapse from downtown Columbus. A few friendly clouds from time to time. I was outside inspecting my fence today. I could actually do that with all the sunshine and the dry air in place. And did you see Venus and the big moon in the western horizon this evening, or at least a sliver of the big moon and that little dot right there, Venus? Download the WCBI News app. You can get your forecast, the weather alerts, of course, live severe weather coverage, and you can share your pictures, your videos, your weather reports with us here at WCBI. Now let's talk about the situation early next week, probably Tuesday night into Wednesday morning in our area right here. A chance for some strong to severe storms. In addition to some heavy rain Monday through Wednesday, there's likely going to be a stripe of maybe 2 to 5 inches of rain or more, again in either North Mississippi or West Alabama or West Tennessee, somewhere here locally close to us. Let's say there could be some very heavy rainfall once again. We don't want any of that. But before all of that nasty stuff next week, we are going to Tupelo Saturday morning, 10 to noon, Academy Sports. We hope to see you there. You can pick up a weather radio. You can talk about severe weather. You can pick our brains on the latest thinking in regards to the possible severe weather going into next week. Well, let's talk about our Alpha Insurance Camera Network here in Tupelo right now. We're 41, Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy 36, Louisville, Mississippi 37, Columbus 37 degrees. So there's that moisture-starved system coming our way. More clouds than anything else. The ground the moisture level down here at the ground where we live, that's what I'm trying to say. It's pretty dry, so probably more clouds than anything else. Can't rule out an isolated sprinkle or flurry later on. Lows in the lower 30s. Here's our first alert forecast for tomorrow. Let's see who we got. This is Shadow. Hey, we like Shadow right there. Temperatures will be warming back up into the 50s during the course of the afternoon. Maybe an early sprinkle, perhaps a late evening isolated shower here. But overall, I think for a good chunk of the day, we're doing okay. There's that rain chance late tomorrow evening into tomorrow night as that next little weak disturbance moves on through. And then we have a pretty nice weekend coming our way. Upper 50s Saturday, upper 60s on Sunday. So we'll start to dry things out. And any extra drying that we can do here, Scott, before more rain next week is welcome. But we should be warmer, low 70s to maybe mid 70s Monday and Tuesday ahead of that big system. So Vanessa will have the very latest on that with the latest data that will come in tonight. She'll be in at 4:30 in the morning early.
Too early for us, which the way our night's going right now, it sounds like we need to go home and go to bed. Yes. All right, thanks so much, Keith. Well, college basketball has March Madness, but high schools are getting an early start. We take a look at February fever a little bit later in sports.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. When you've had a heart attack or other coronary event, the recovery process is very important. In tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we learned what to expect from cardiac rehab.
Hi, I'm Kayla Pruitt, Director of Cardiovascular Services at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Tonight, we will discuss the benefits of cardiac rehab. Your doctor may suggest that you take part in a cardiac rehab program if you have a heart condition, had heart surgery, or a heart attack. You will get an exercise plan that's designed just for you and learn how to improve your habits, like switching to a healthier diet and quitting the tobacco habit if you are a smoker. A cardiac rehab program, such as our certified program, also offers you emotional support. You can meet others who are going through the same thing you are and help you stay on track to maintain a healthier heart. The benefits of cardiac rehab include live longer and lessen your chances of another heart attack, control heart disease symptoms such as chest pain or shortness of breath, stop or reverse damage to your blood vessels in your heart, lessen the physical and emotional effects of heart disease, improve your stamina and strength, getting you back to your usual activities, including work, hobbies, and regular exercise, improve your confidence and well-being. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
The women's basketball season coming to a close this weekend. Highlights from senior night at the Hump when we come back.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Mississippi State hosting Arkansas in the Bulldogs' last regular season matchup at home. Let's get to Starkville. It's Hogs versus Dogs at the Humphrey Coliseum. MSU hosting Arkansas. In the fifth-year senior guard Jordan Danbury starting things off. The layup off the glass ties it up at 4 early. Under 7 minutes to go in the first. Guard Alexis Toll-Free out in transition, hits the tray. Hogs go up 12-6. She had 16 alone in the first quarter. Quick response from the Dogs. Next possession, guard Alea Matharu knocks down a three herself, cuts it 12-9 Arkansas. Moving to the second quarter, forward Rakia Jackson pulling up for the mid-range J, pop and drop. Bulldogs on a 9-0 run after that bucket. 4 minutes remaining in the half. Just get it to forward Jessica Carter on the inside. She'll take care of business. The layup, 44-33 Mississippi State, and a minute and change to go before the break. Forward Chloe Bibby from the corner, splash. Bulldogs leading 51-43 at halftime, and MSU able to come away with the 92-83 win over the Hogs. Bulldogs head to Ole Miss on Sunday. Let's get to high school quarterfinals action. Battle of the Wildcats, Calhoun City taking on Walnut. City with the early lead. Good ball movement leads to Nashira Jennings in the corner for 3. City up 4 after 1. In the second, City takes over, turning up the pressure. Jennings with the steal, coast to coast off the glass. A 6-0 run to start the quarter. Ajayla Mays to Mackenzie Campbell next up. Right to the rack. The easy 2 bucket. City stretches it to a 20-point halftime lead. Calhoun City advances to the semifinals 64-46 against Walnut. Baldwin girls in action as well, taking on Ingomar. Second quarter is where we'll start things off. Tatiana Bean, the assist to Liembri Magaha, the shot off the glass. It's 12-6 Baldwin. And fast forward to some overtime action. 20 seconds left. 7th grader Kylie Johnson to Katie Beth Hall. Money. We go to double OT after that bucket. And a minute remaining. Amari Anderson going coast to coast. The finish off the glass for the lay-in. It's 44-41 Bearcats. Baldwin escapes in a nail-biter, 47-41 against Ingomar. Running it back for the 2A boys quarter. New site taking on Coahoma County. New site trailing in the second. Colton Fitzsimmons from 30 feet. One of 2 first-half field goals for the Royals. Only a 7-point game at halftime. Second half, Walker Moreland goes berserk. Back-to-back triples in the fourth quarter. New site to a 2-possession game. But Panthers always getting an answer off the inbounds. Tarkavius Logan, the and one bucket. And Coahoma County advances with the 55-41 win. Baldwin and Pine Grove facing off in boys quarters. First quarter, Gabe Richardson, the one-hand dime to Logan Potts. Throws it up. Knocks it down. It's 5-0 Baldwin. A minute remaining in the quarter. Jacoby Williams finding Richardson from outside. Bomb. 14-6 from the deep 3 for Baldwin. And 5 seconds remaining. Richardson, the double clutch tray ball at the buzzer. Baldwin made it rain from deep, hitting 10 threes in this one. Baldwin coming away with the win 70-45 against Pine Grove. The finale at the Valley. Potscamp taking on Calhoun City. Cardinals with the lead early. Out in transition, Mitchell Salisbury to the rack. The contact and 1. Potscamp up 6 after 1. Calhoun City races back in a hurry. This is an insane play going out of bounds. Peyton Chandler, heck of a pass to Thomas Clayton for the easy 2 bucket. Time game at halftime. Under 2 to go, City down 4. John Tucker with the steal. Does the rest, goes right to the rack. A 1-score ball game. And Potscamp makes the play when it counts. Salisbury, the football pass on the inbounds to Martavius Frost for the layup. And Potsdam wins in an absolute thriller. They get the job done 75-72 over Calhoun City to advance on. The Ingomar boys looking to get back to the Big House play in Coffeyville. First quarter, Latavian Torrance pulled up for the jump shot, makes it all tied up at 2. Later in the first quarter, Clayton Stanford finding Nathan Whedon, pops up for the mid-range J, bounces in. Ingomar going up by 2. In the fourth quarter, a minute remaining, Whedon finding Naheem Jones, spin cycle, the finish, nothing but net. Falcons up by 3, and the Ingomar boys coming away with it. They get the job done 69-61, the win over Coffeyville.
Looked like a lot of exciting basketball.
I was going to say, Scott, I'm going to be honest, I'm exhausted.
It sounds like it too.
And I didn't even do any of the work. They were doing all of it between ICC and Mississippi Valley. And I was telling Andrea this earlier today at 6, but that's only the half of it. There's still plenty more action when it comes to tomorrow. So quarterfinals finishing up at both ICC and Mississippi Valley. We'll have all those highlights tomorrow as well.
Keeping you guys busy all through the week, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Well, that's what your forecast when we come back.
There's your forecast. Back to you.
Hey, we'll take that.
There's some sun there.
Hey, how about that weekend? So we can dry things out a little bit. I know. I'm trying to talk in here on a Thursday night, but the weekend's looking pretty good. We'll start to dry things out before more rain, more storms. And of course, we'll watch Tuesday night and the Wednesday morning for more severe weather.
Definitely. You know, I'm tired of walking my dog and having to walk in my galoshes. Or my rain boots.
What?
Whatever. I like to say galoshes.
Galoshes?
Yeah, that's what they're called. Or they make some rain boots called galoshes.
I'd like to see that.
It's a sight. It's a sight.
Okay.
Have a good night, everybody.